So you're in the mood for love and you're looking for it online. Well, isn't everybody today? So I wanted to talk today about some of the various options that you have with online dating and give you ladies my feedback as a man. I can give you my perspective on what the various options are. But first of all, let's start with what the options are. Some of them you may not have heard of or may not have considered. We're going to look at apps and online dating websites. So let's get right into it. As you can see right in front of us, you have Match.com, OKCupid, and Tinder. Tinder being an app, Match.com, and OKCupid being online dating websites. Now, I used to use Match.com. Match.com has definitely been plagued with a lot of stories about fake profiles. Just so you know, right off the bat, there's a lot of scamming going online. Not so much to say the guy is trying to scam you, but actual scammers trying to scam you. So for example, and it's more they're more scamming guys than they are women, to be honest, because basically what it is they'll put up profiles that are fake, these beautiful women, and then there's like bots that'll talk to the guys. The idea is to send you a link to some kind of a cam profile where there's a woman who you can pay to watch her do sexual things or whatever it is. But basically, it's not a real profile. It's just they're trying to get you to go to some website to make some money for you or from you. There's also fake websites where the profiles are fake. Basically, the idea is to get people to sign up to the website because, you know, it looks like, oh, there's all these attractive people, so I'm gonna sign up, I'm gonna pay this money, I want to talk to these people. They'll even have fake messages in your mailbox with a free account, so you're like, wow, all these messages right away, you know, they really like me. I never got this response from any other websites, let me pay the $50 a month. And then you do that, and then it's like crap, and you realize all those messages are fake. So just bear that in mind. With that being said, Match.com has definitely had a history with a lot of fake profiles. Not saying don't use Match.com. I used it, and I wasn't all that impressed with the experience. Your mileage may vary. Again, I'm not saying don't use Match. I'm just saying that was my experience personally. But right now, I guess I'll start with online dating websites that I do use currently, and we'll go from there to the app. So first website is OKCupid. And OKCupid is actually my favorite online dating website. If you check out the reviews, you'll see they get highly high reviews. they get highly good reviews. And it's fairly simple. You put up your profile. It's a lot of questions. There's like tests that you can take. There's a lot of actual questions in terms of kissing on the first date. Is that cool? Not cool? All this kind of stuff. So you can really gauge the sensibility of the person that you're looking at, the profile of. There's sex questions, you know, how many dates before having sex. You don't have to answer all the questions either. You answer whatever you want. You can answer one question, no questions, 10 questions, 100 questions. It's really up to you. So you have the power. You have the power. That's a old school He-Man reference. But anyway, yeah, so you can answer as many questions you want. You put a lot of photos on there. You can see how you compare to this person that you're looking at. So you see the two of us, it'll show how you match up as far as questions. There's a compatibility rating. You can see there's a match level, friend level, enemy level. So you get a lot of information off the bat to let you know, give you a good idea of how compatible the person might or might not be. And I've found some fairly attractive women on there, and I generally like the website. The only problem is that, like with a lot of other online websites, you know, women get inundated with a lot of messages from guys that they don't necessarily want to get inundated with, and then the guys, it's hard to get women to respond to you because they're inundated with messages from a whole bunch of guys. So women have too many guys to deal with, and then the guys there's too much competition for us, so it's hard for us to get your attention. And then even when you find us somehow through searching or whatever, generally speaking, the woman wants the man to you know, send the first message. So bottom line is a lot of crickets for the guys, and then for the women it's just too much noise. But that, take it for what it is. Next website is Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish I used to use, I still use it, but I found the women on Plenty of Fish to be of a lower caliber. Obviously any women can be on there, it's not like it's limited to certain types of women, but I definitely find just not quite what I'm looking for on Plenty of Fish. I still keep the profile active. You never know, but I just, yeah. And even look. I'm not gonna say anything. You guys are looking at this, so you can judge for yourself. Even looking at the screen right now, some of the thumbnails I see here, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. As far as the website, it seems to be. I think OKCupid is a little bit more of advanced of an online dating website. Plenty of Fish is more free, right? I mean, OKCupid is free as well. You can pay for. I forgot to mention that stuff. I'll do other videos more about OKCupid, but they're both free websites. But this one seems more like it looks like it's free, as opposed to OKCupid is like, wow, I can get all this stuff for free. You know, like this paid stuff as well, but the stuff that's free is like, whoa. So that's the way I look at it. So yeah, I'm not too impressed with the website. You go check it out for yourself, judge for yourself. I'm not really impressed with the website itself. I'm not that impressed with the selection that's on there. And it's also quiet like OKCupid. Also, actually, it's not really quiet. I get a little bit of what the women get on OKCupid. I do get some messages on OKCupid. I'm sorry, Plenty of Fish. The women are a little bit more aggressive, but the kind of women that are aggressive on Plenty of Fish are not the kind of women that I want to be aggressive. It's kind of like you see these messages in your box and you're just like, ah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's move on to the apps. The apps, the king of the street for me right now are apps. Apps is where it's at for me right now as a guy, online dating. I'll do this analogy. Online dating websites versus dating apps, the ones I'm gonna mention. Online dating websites are like taxis, and the apps are like, you know what I'm gonna say, Uber. Now, not in terms of the type of model or whatever, but in terms of the way that Uber makes taxis look like a dinosaur, and it's like after you go Uber, once you go Uber, you don't want to go back. It's like you can hardly see yourself riding in a taxi again, right? Well, that's kind of how it is. I'm still on the dating websites, but I don't know. Tinder is let's put it this way. 6 months on dating websites is like a month on Tinder for me personally. Obviously, again, your mileage may vary. It's a very, very, I mean, you're looking at faces. So what's the basic idea? For those of you who don't know what Tinder is. Tinder is all about faces. You see pictures, and it's either you like the picture or you don't like the picture. I think you can click on the about to see a description, but for the most part, most time, you're just like it, don't like it, like it, don't like it. You like it, you swipe right. You don't like it, you swipe left. Very, very simple to the point. But even if you swipe someone to the right, that does nothing for you because you can't contact them unless they see you and swipe right as well. So basically, you mutually have to both see each other's profiles and say you know swipe right, that you like the person visually or otherwise. That's the way it works. Now, some people may say, oh, that's so superficial, but you know what? That's how real life is. When you meet someone, you don't see their profile, you don't do tests, you don't have quizzes and all this kind of stuff. You just see a face that you find attractive, and you go and you talk to them. Generally, the guy does that. Sometimes women do that, but generally the guy will do that, right? We see a pretty face and other things, and we go and we approach and we talk, and then if the conversation goes well, we get your number, we call you, we talk, and if things keep going, then we ask you out on a date, we go out on a date, that, you know, and that's how it works. But it all starts with a face. So Tinder is not so superficial like some people think. It really mirrors life. It's just that it's life times a million, because I mean, the amount of women that I can see on Tinder in 15 minutes is the equivalent of, wow, literally, I would say that's got to be years of women in person. I really think so. I mean, you know, in my business where I work and just my general commute, I'm not seeing that many eligible women on a regular basis. You know, I work with a lot of guys, women I see on the road, women way out of my age range and things like that. And, you know, generally speaking, they're not dating, they're just trying to get to work and stuff like that. So it's not conducive to meeting someone. So yeah, I mean, I can go through, I forget how many, it's like 50 per session, and then you have to wait another 12 hours before you can do it again. So 100 women a day. I mean, to see 100 women that I know are dating, that are looking for, you know, someone, you know, like that in a day, that's not gonna happen. So easily, I would say a month on Tinder is like years of like real life meeting people. So that's awesome. So that's basically how it works. But the big thing is, if I want to go on dates, I can go on dates. I waste time on OKCupid, I waste time on Plenty of Fish But Tinder, if you're ready to date, you can date. Now, obviously your mileage may vary because it does start visually. So, well, I mean, in the regular online profile, what's the difference, right? Because I was gonna say, so let's say you're not particularly attractive. Obviously, that's subjective. But what's the difference? Online dating website, they're gonna see your photo. I mean, maybe the idea is they'll see your photo, but then they'll look at your profile like, oh, he's such a sweet guy. But I don't know, man. If you're not attractive to a lot of people, whether you're in person, whether you're online dating website, whether you're on Tinder, to me it's gonna be a similar result. So yes, the better you look, you do better on Tinder. But again, it mirrors real life. You know what I mean? More attractive people have more options for dating, whether it's Tinder or real life or online dating profiles. But the bottom line is, you can much easier get to meeting someone, finding someone that you have a mutual attraction for, talk to them and go out with them. Boom, no problem. I actually dated less people than I could have. If I really was just hungry for dates, I could have gone on a ton of dates very easily. I know that for a fact. It was not hard at all. I went out on a date with a woman who, I don't want to say too much, but let's just say she has a very high level position at a major company that I'm sure you've heard about it. And I also went on a date with someone who was a model and also somewhat of a celebrity. Very intelligent. Things went very well. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do another video talking about these dates and how they went. Very, very interesting. You know, dating what I'm calling the power women. But again, not that difficult. Now again, mileage may vary, right? I mean, my ability to meet someone and get on a date is gonna be subject to my appearance or the way women, see me visually, and then also, my conversational skills, right? Both in chatting and on the phone, right? So those are the things that lead me. Those are the 3 things that lead me to actually going on dates. So if you're not good with chatting, or your pictures aren't that good, or whatever it is, and you can be attractive with bad photos, by the way, then again, you're not gonna have the same experience as I had. But I'm giving you my reference from a reference, so me, the same individual on all these different platforms, and you can see the difference of results. So the results are probably different for you as well in a similar way, but it's going to be also limited to you. Maybe you're better at conversation than I am and you'll have even better experience, but relative to online dating websites, apps are probably going to be better for you as well. So apps, go apps. All right, so that was that. That's pretty much the idea. You both have to swipe each other. Once you swipe each other, you can chat, and then you try to set up a date. The next and final app or option is Bumble. I just started using Bumble, and within the first week, I think it was a little bit less than a week, I had a match. And unfortunately, Bumble has a lot less options, a lot less people on Bumble than there is Tinder. So I ran out of people pretty quickly. And to date, I've only had one match on a Bumble. I did find the women on Bumble to be generally more attractive than the ones on Tinder. However, take that detail with the fact that it's a new app, It's a new app, and they have a lot less people on there and competing with Tinder. And I told you, online dating, a lot of scams, right? So what are the odds that the Bumble women just so happen to be more attractive than the ones on Tinder? Odds are a lot of those profiles are probably fake. I can't prove that. I have no evidence to suggest that. It just seems a little bit suspicious, and that will probably explain why I'm not really getting matches on Bumble. But you have to also consider I have a lot more selection on Tinder, right? So if Tinder, I swipe through 100 women, and out of those 100 I get 10, and then on Bumble there's only 40 women, and then I don't get any out of the 40. Is my match rate really higher with Tinder than it is with Bumble, or is it just that Tinder has more women on there? So gotta consider that. But very, very similar, although the women are much more in control here. It's a mutual swipe situation, but there's an added thing. If you guys mutual swipe, so some guy's just swiping away and he's just swiping any picture or whatever, the thing about it is, if he doesn't communicate with you, I think it's within 24 hours or something like that, the match goes away. So the guy swipes you swipe the guy, no one says anything. I think in 24 hours the match is deleted. So those bogus swipes will just vanish and disappear. Poof. So it's a little bit of a better option there. I like one thing I do like about Bumble over Tinder is when you see a profile, you don't have to go to about and anything like that. You just can instantly, like you're looking at a photo, like see the photo of this lady right here. I can instantly just scroll it up, and I can see all her other photos like right there, which is pretty awesome. Tinder, it's a little bit more steps to actually see more photos, but I like that. That's a much more better option. But that's it. That's about it as far as comparing the two apps. So I would say give it a shot. Give Bumble a shot. My Bumble date went really well. I mean, it was a really long date, which started at I think it was like 7 p.m. and didn't end until into the morning hours. We didn't do anything. We just talked, but great conversation, and it was definitely a good connection there. However, we shall see how things turn out in the end. That was just one date. So there's more to talk about that, which I'm going to be mentioning in future videos. So if you want to find out about my dating experiences from a guy's perspective, you definitely want to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be giving you the details on my online dating and app dating experiences. Thank you for watching. Whoa.